NBC Sports, home of Super Bowl 46, welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
The Giants and the Cowboys since the 06 season, 11 meetings. The Giants lead the series 6-5, and so many points scored in this series. 57 combined points scored per game, and we had 71 in Texas 3 weeks ago. A guy having a heck of a year for the Dallas Cowboys is the inside linebacker Sean Lee, second year out of Penn State, and Sean down on the field with Michelle Tafoya.
Sean, the last time you met up with these guys, they scored 37 points on you. What does the defense need to do differently this time?
We got to execute a lot better. We got to execute for an entire game. They have a lot of talent. We know the challenge they present, but we're ready.
This is a winner-take-all game. So what has Coach Jason Garrett's message been to you all this week?
We've had an attitude that the playoffs started this week. It's just play that full game, focus, play hard. That's what we're going to do.
Sean, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
As for the question of Tony Romo and taking snaps under center without pain, I spoke to him twice in the pregame. Now, he took a snap under center, a half-speed snap during the week of practice. It was painful. He told me he would try some snaps under center in the locker room before the game. Apparently, those didn't go so well. He came back out for the pregame, did not take a single one, and told me going back into the locker room, he was considering a pain-killing injection in that throwing hand, Al.
Thank you, Michelle. That's something he had hoped to avoid, feeling that there was the possibility his hand could become numb. Tom Coughlin in his 256th game as an NFL head coach, 8 years in Jacksonville before coming here, 8 years with the Giants, and Jason Garrett, who's been the head coach now for a year and a half. The weather, of course, is a factor with light rain. It's been raining for about an hour and a half. They expect it to continue through much of the game. Temperature in the upper 40s, 48 degrees, as we pick it off from East Rutherford. The Giants won the toss and they have deferred, so they're going to see Romo right off the bat. And we noticed when Romo went out for the coin toss a minute and a half ago, he shook hands with his left hand. So Tony getting ready. The winner hosting the Atlanta Falcons next week in Lawrence Tynes to kick off for the Giants. The Giants are 3-4 in this stadium as a home team this season, and they won a road game here last week against the Jets. 5 yards into the end zone. This is Dwayne Harris for the Cowboys. And Harris is forced out of bounds at the 25-yard line. And we'll watch Tony Romo as he comes out. Couldn't take a snap this week in practice. And right off the bat, what's the first thing you're going to be looking for right here, Chris?
Well, A, is he under center or not? I mean, obviously you could go from the shotgun throughout the course of the game. I suggested, did you ever try taking a snap with your left hand up? And he said, no, we didn't even think about that. So let's see what he's doing here.
He'll take the first snap from under center, and he'll hand the ball off with his left hand, and he'll give the ball to Felix Jones, who gets tackled at the line of scrimmage by Matthias Kiwanuka.
Well, let's take a look. Has the right hand on there. Gets the snap cleanly. Didn't look like he was wincing in pain afterwards. Maybe he did get that shot in the locker room.
Loss of 1 second and 11. Romo telling us when he was handing off in practice this week, not taking snaps, he was handing off with his left hand out of the shotgun this time, and the pass is caught on the outside by Austin. It'll be third down at about 3. Let's take a look at the Cowboy starters.
Tony Romo, Eastern Illinois University.
Felix Jones, Arkansas.
Tony Fiumetta, Syracuse.
Dez Bryant, Oklahoma State.
Miles Austin, Monmouth University.
Jason Witten, Tennessee.
Doug Free, Northern Illinois.
Derek Dockery, University of Texas.
Phil Costa, Maryland.
Kyle Kozar, Arizona State.
Tyron Smith, USC.
For the Giants, O.C. Umenyiora is back along that defensive front, and Sammy Morris, who was signed just a couple of weeks ago as the backup running back, is in the game. And Romo throws, and a little too far for Dez Bryant, who got behind Webster, and it's 3 and out on the Cowboys' first possession.
Well, that's going to be the matchup on the outside, and Bryant gets a great release, and this is a chance for a home run ball, and right away Tony Romo misses the first throw. That ball came out a little crooked, looked a little wobbly in flight. Don't know how much it was attributable to the hand and how much maybe just to the rain.
And here's another big story tonight. The rookie Chris Jones is the punter because Matt McBriar, the Pro Bowl punter, went on injured reserve with drop foot this week. At the 15-yard line, Will Blackman. Flag is thrown. And Blackman out to the 31-yard line. A marker just as he brought the ball in, and Walt Anderson will make his first call of the night. Eventually.
During the kick, illegal block in the back, number 23, receiving team. On behalf of the distance to the goal from the end of the kick, first down.
All right, the Giants take over. Let's meet the starters.
Eli Manning, Ole Miss.
Brandon Jacob, Southern Illinois.
Henry Hynoski, Pittsburgh.
Hakeem Nicks, North Carolina.
Victor Cruz, Massachusetts.
Barry Pasco, Fresno State.
Dave Deal, University of Chief Illinois.
Kevin Booth, Cornell.
David Boss, Michigan.
Chris Snee, Boston College.
William McKenzie, Penn State.
Giants begin after the penalty from their 8-yard line. Jacobs is the running back. Off play action, the pass is caught by Victor Cruz, who's become the big star here in New York. Eli Manning has had a great year on every level. Week 14 against the Cowboys, there were the numbers: 400 yards, leading them to another come-from-behind victory. 5 times this season, he's done it in the fourth quarter. Ahmad Bradshaw now comes in as the running back on 2nd down and 2. And this is Bradshaw, who was benched for the first half because of a curfew violation in Dallas 3 weeks ago. He's tackled there by Scandrick. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
Well, one of the problems, Jake Ballard is no longer in the lineup, so now you're trying to double team on the edge against DeMarcus Ware with Travis Beckham, and it's just not going to go as well. They really missed their big play tight end. Barry Pasco had a tough time blocking a week ago, and Travis Beckham, not much of a blocker at all, much more of a receiver.
And Ballard was a very key factor down the stretch in the win against the Cowboys 3 weeks back. On 3rd down and 1. Manning to the outside, and the tackle is made as Pasco makes the catch, and Sensabaugh makes the tackle, but forward progress will net him the first down up at the 19-yard line.
It was close indeed, and all they're trying to do, just get a little quick flat out here to get 1 yard. And forward progress, probably just that little turn back into Sensabaugh, was enough to put the ball over the first down line.
Gave him a pretty good spot. It would be very difficult to challenge that if you were Garrett. You wouldn't win it. Ball at the 19, first down. Jacobs with Hynoski, the fullback. And this is Jacobs plowing ahead, tackled by Ware, gain of 5. Let's take a look at the Dallas D.
Kenyon Coleman, UCLA.
Jay Ratliff, Auburn University.
Jason Hatchett, Grambling State University. Anthony Spencer, Purdue.
Brady James, LSU. Sean Lee, Penn State.
DeMarcus Ware, Troy University.
Terrence Newman, Kansas State.
Abram Elam, Kent State.
Gerald Sensabaugh, North Carolina.
Mike Jenkins, South Florida.
The defense right about the middle of the league, 14th in yardage allowed, 23rd against the pass. 2nd and 5. Manning is able to handle a low snap. Move to his right, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Travis Beckham. And it will be 3rd and 5.
One of the things that Eli Manning did so well in the first matchup between these two teams is sort of save his offensive line when they had issues up front. Here, pressure early. Eli flushed out of the pocket and was able to escape just enough here to get the ball out. He took no sacks in the game after throwing 47 passes against the Cowboys down there, and a lot of it was because of his ability to escape just like that.
3rd down and 5. Cowboys shifting around on defense. Start to come across. Flag is thrown, and the play is whistled dead. Spencer came across the line. It's 3rd down and 5, so if it's offside, just looking at with a naked eye, they might be a little short. Each team pointing at the other.
Neutral zone infraction, number 93, defense. 5-yard penalty. It's still 3rd down.
Still 3rd down. It looked like it was about 3rd and 5 1/4, and we'll take another look after they respot the ball up at the 29.
You can see right up there, and then the jump on the bottom side as well. Little surprised that they didn't let him run that play, because he clearly wasn't on a direct path to the quarterback. Eli was hoping for the free shot on that one, but they blew it dead.
So it's 3rd down and 1 now after the offside. Jacobs is back in. Hynoski is the fullback. They give it to Jacobs, following the fullback, and he can't get out of the backfield. And that's Anthony Spencer who makes the stop, and then some extra stuff at the end. And the Giants will punt.
Well, Rob Ryan taking a little page out of his dad's playbook. Here's the bare front up front, where they're going to cover up the center and both guards and just try and force you to run through them there. It's a nice play. Looks like Jay Ratliff working against David Boss, the center, stood him straight up.
Steve Weatherford came over from the Jets, has done a nice job punting for the Giants. This one is a low line drive, though. That's Bryant juggles, drops, ball loose at the 32-yard line, and Dez looks like he comes up with the ball. Again, a little skirmish. Figure to see a few of those tonight. And it appears that Dallas has retained possession. Boy, Bryant saw that low line drive kick, ready for a big run back. Instead, it's all he can do to retain possession. Dallas with the ball when we come back. Let's score. Sunday Night Football being brought to you by Southwest Airlines. You can find our fares online only at southwest.com. By BMW, the ultimate driving machine. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. And by McDonald's, I'm loving it. And Happy New Year to you all. As was seen at midnight last night, Times Square, 8 miles from here. Jason Pierre-Paul, what a night he had against the Cowboys, including that deflected block kick that, had it gone through, would have sent the game into overtime. And this is Jones to the outside, goes Felix, and he takes the ball out to the 42-yard line behind a block from Derek Dockery, who was taken over from Montre Holland at left guard.
Exactly right. Derek Dockery establishing himself. He's played in the league for a long time, was originally going to be the left guard, got hurt, then they re-signed Montre Holland to come in. This is really his first start after his injury, and off to a good start.
Jones was the starter at the beginning of the year, then he got hurt. DeMarco Murray took over and came up big time in his debut, and then he suffered a season-ending injury 3 weeks ago against the Giants. So it'll be Felix Jones. Again, the carry here, minimal gain, as we take a look at the Giant defense.
Justin Tubb, Notre Dame.
Linville Joseph, East Carolina.
Chris Canty, Wahoo Wah.
Jason Pierre-Paul, South Florida.
Matthias Kiwanuka, Boston College.
Chase Blackburn, Akron.
Michael Bowling, Southern Miss.
Corey Webster, LSU.
Kenneth Phillips, DU.
Antrell Roll, VU.
Aaron Ross, the University of Texas.
So many impactful injuries for the Giants this year, so many of them on defense, but right now, about as healthy as they've been in a while. And Romo able to escape at first, but not the second time, and then he just gets rid of the ball. And again, coming through, Matthias Kiwanuka first, and JPP to clean up.
Watch Felix Jones with the block first of all, and then Jason Pierre-Paul makes Doug Free miss completely. Romo escapes the first one, but couldn't escape the next. And now we'll get a chance to see how he reacts to his first hit. Romo is definitely concerned. You could tell last night, he said, my fear is I don't know what's going to happen when I take a hit on that hand.
Roll the sack. High snap. That's been a problem. The ball is given to Jones on 3rd and long. There's Sammy Morris on 3rd and long. Sammy Morris signed a couple of weeks ago. Longtime Bill and Dolphin, who was cut by New England earlier in training camp. Now, as you take a look at that snap by Costa, and that was a major thing that was going on with this team early in the season.
It's been all year. It really has been. Now you add the element, a little bit of rain, and that can't happen. This is going to be one of those games that comes down to the fourth quarter. You can't give it away. Phil Costa cannot give it away with snaps tonight.
Again, the rookie Chris Jones almost got blocked by Kiwanuka. It's a good kick. It bounces at the 7 and goes sideways. And what a boot by the rookie out of Carson Newman. Out of bounds at the 4-yard line, a 54-yard kick. 7:46 to go. Opening period at the Meadowlands. 0-0. Tom Coughlin just watched Kiwanuka almost block the kick. Instead, it's a 54-yard boot. The Giants, who started their first drive at the 8, start this one at the 4. And this is Bradshaw working outside for a gain of 1, tackled by Hatcher. And take a look at how close this punt comes to getting blocked.
You know, the Cowboys had a little scheme here where they could get a free release here, thinking that Jesse Holley could come down and get Kiwanuka, but they pick each other off and very nearly get this punt blocked. And really, it's almost hard to imagine that Kiwanuka, with his speed and a free release, didn't get there. Probably just hesitant a minute, not wanting to rough the kicker.
2nd and 9. Newman on a blitz. That's picked up, and the pass to the outside is low, intended for Victor Cruz, who's going to draw a lot more attention tonight than he did at the beginning of the season.
Well, Rob Ryan was so disappointed in himself for not bringing more pressure on Eli Manning the last time. So far in this one, he's bringing pressure from everywhere. Terrence Newman's going to come off the bottom of the screen down here on a corner blitz and very nearly gets there. But they are keeping Eli active early in this one, something they didn't do in the last meeting.
3rd down and 9. Manning out of the end zone. That is caught at the 8-yard line, and look at that move by Bear Pasco. Instead of a 3rd and 3, with a little hurdle move, he picks up the 1st down.
Unbelievable. All I heard all week long was how unathletic Bear Pasco is. He misses blocks in the open field, and then he does this to Terrence Newman over the top. They were going to have to punt out of their own end zone, and Bear Pasco with the play of the game so far.
1st down at the 17. Giants go 5 wide. 3 to the left and 2 to the right. The pass over the middle is caught by DJ Ware, the number 3 running back, tackled by Sean Lee. Manning now against that Dallas defense, going back to last season, 104 consecutive dropbacks, and the Cowboys do not have a sack.
Now, Rob Ryan saying that Eli's getting almost as annoying as Peyton Manning. He said he's just one of those guys, he's hard to get. You know, he moves around the pocket a little bit like a Tom Brady does, not a scrambler, but he's hard to get on the ground.
2nd and 1. And the handoff to Bradshaw. And he gets stood up and stopped a little short of the 1st down. That's Sean Lee again. 2nd year out of Penn State, making the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and short.
Henry Hynoski, the fullback, tried to work his way through there, but just got caught up in traffic, allowed Sean Lee to get there, who's just had a monster year this year. Sean Lee is leading the Cowboys in tackles by something like 40 or 45 tackles, 4 interceptions, tied for the lead on this team. Just been sensational.
Jacobs flanks Manning. Eli will take the snap out of the gun. And rolling to his left and throwing. And it is caught by Cruz. Cruz down the sideline. He went 99 last week against the Jets, and he takes this one in for a touchdown. 74 yards. On a 3rd and 1 out of the gun, rolling left, and the exasperated look on the face of Ryan.
Terrence Newman one-on-one, gives up back-to-back plays. Bear Pasco jumps over him. Victor Cruz runs by him. And how about the story of Victor Cruz? Basically won the game a week ago against the Jets with a sensational 99-yard play. he's been remarkable.
Giants take the lead. The extra point coming from Tynes. And the Ryan family has seen all they want from Victor Cruz. For the complete Sunday night experience, got Sunday Night Football Extra at NBCSports.com. Full DVR control, a lot of other goodies right there. Log on. So the Giants took over at their own 4, picked up 2 first downs. They can thank Bear Pasco for the first with that hurdle move. And then Cruz takes it in for a touchdown. The kick comes to Bryant. Dez from the 6-yard line, trying to pick up a block or 2, and gets to the 18-yard line, and that's where the Dallas Cowboys will take over. Last week it was Rex. This week it's Rob. John Grisham novel comes a thrilling new series to NBC, The Firm, and it starts next Sunday in primetime right here on NBC. Cowboys down 7-0 from the 18-yard line. Romo play action, sets up the screen to the outside to Martellus Bennett, who missed the last meeting when he was hurt between these two teams out to the 24. And we go back to the Victor Cruz touchdown.
One of the problems with blitzing all the time is you have to play man coverage. This time Gerald Sensabaugh came up in man coverage, so there was no support back. So once Victor Cruz got to the edge, there was nobody there that could run him down. If you blitz a lot, you also tend to give up a lot of big plays. And the Cowboys have.
2nd and 5, toss goes to Jones, and he can't weave his way past the 25-yard line, tackled by Joseph. And let's check in with Michelle.
Well, Al, I told you before the game that Tony Romo told me he was considering a pain-killing injection in his throwing hand, but the Cowboys tell me he did not get that injection. In fact, Al, he's had no attention from trainers on the sidelines between series at all.
All right, thank you, Michelle. He's 2 of his first 3 for 12 yards. And taking no snaps under center in practice this week. 3rd down and 4 from the 24. Play clock at 1. And Romo under pressure down at the 16-yard line. Umanura, welcome back. First time that Umanura has ever sacked Romo, and he's faced him a bunch.
Here's the classic stunt right back up inside. And these two guys know each other well. Justin Tuck that time basically the sacrificial lamb for Osi Umenyiora. And when you get those 3 pass rushers on the field at the same time, you better get rid of it quick.
The rookie Jones already his 3rd punt of the quarter. And it's a wobbly kick that is dropped at the 41-yard line, and then the Cowboys can't recover it, and it looks like the Giants get it at the 32. Huge break. It was a spinning kick. Half knuckleball, half screwball, the way it came down. And Blackman was unable to come up with it. It looked like the Cowboys had the first shot at it, but the Giants wind up with it. 7-0, New York. Seven to nothing, thanks primarily to the man on the left against the man on the right's defense. 74-yard touchdown.
Back-to-back Ryan brothers, huh? It was Victor Cruz and this brilliant 99-yard catch and run. I still don't know how he split those 2 defenders. Absolutely brilliant. Turned that game around that looked to favor the Jets at that point. And then this one takes care of brother Rob with a big play to set the stage here as the Giants continue to roll on offense against Rob Ryan's defense.
Giants from the 32, and Manning for the short drop, and then that's Hakeem Nicks who is open, and Nicks gets tackled at the 50-yard line, and boy, they are working on Newman First down. Gain of 18.
Well, one thing they know is that Nix likes to run deep and he likes to run slants. So there, Terrence Newman trying to take away the outside, and then Nix just jumps back to the inside. And so far, Terrence Newman has gotten a little too much face time on national television.
Jacobs in the backfield on 1st and 10. Manning fires, and that one is incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. So Victor Cruz, last year, a huge splash in preseason. Scored 3 touchdowns against the Jets in a preseason game, but got hurt. Didn't play. Then he winds up this year emerging early in the season, and here he is in the fabled and storied history of the New York Giants franchise. Most receiving yards in a season ever in his 2nd season at the University of Massachusetts.
Yeah, and you can go all the way back to his preseason game against the Jets last year, which is really how he made the team, according to Tom Coughlin.
On 2nd and 10, here's Jacobs. Jacobs to the 48-yard line, and he gets pummeled there. Jason Hatcher in on the tackle. Gain of 2, 3rd down and 8 for New York.
You don't see many people arm tackle the big guy Brandon Jacobs. Jason Hatcher just stuck his arm out and brought down a 270-pound running back. Watch this, right around the shoulders, and got him. Yeah, maybe even a little bit of get a little of the helmet, a little of the face mask. That's Giants Cowboys. A little bit of that's allowed.
Disguised it well. 3rd down and 8. 4-man rush. Manning escaping to his right, throws, and it is caught at the 35-yard line by Devin Thomas. Another big 3rd down conversion. Spencer put the pressure on Manning that time.
Marcus Ware coming hard to the outside, and as he did in the first matchup, Eli Manning stepping up and moving away from additional pressure. To me, this is the biggest difference in Eli Manning's game. The little movement within the pocket, the feeling the pressure, but keeping his eyes down the field and coming up with big completions.
Only Thomas's 3rd catch of the season. From the 34-yard line. Here's Bradshaw. On to the 30-yard line. The Giants so much better running the ball when they've got the 2 guys together. The Giants come into this game last in the league in rushing, last in the league in yards per attempt, but they haven't had the 2 guys healthy together that much.
You know, Al, right now, and I don't know if it's because of injury or not, but Alan Ball is in there for Terrence Newman. Maybe it's just because of the big plays he's given up so far.
Ball was the guy who had a chance to recover the muff on the punt return. They couldn't, and the Giants were able to recapture it. 2nd down and 6. Manning fires over the middle, and that is incomplete. Intended for Cruz, but it does draw a flag. Because Alan Ball, we just talked about Ball being in the game, Ball with the coverage and pass interference against Dallas coming up.
Well, Victor Cruz is a nightmare for everybody.
Walt Anderson.
Pass interference, number 20, defense. First down.
Victor Cruz is saying, who else you got over there, coach? Just one-on-one on the outside, little inside release. Tell you, they'll grab the jersey there, double grab the jersey. Maybe they'll mark off 30 yards on that one. But this is a young man, and it's one of the really impressive things about Victor Cruz. When he gets to the top end of the route, he has a lot of movement up there. Very hard to determine, is he going in or out?
Victor says bring in Charlie Waters and Everson Walls. I don't care. And there's the pass for Nix in the end zone, and it's incomplete. Ball covering on the play, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter. The playoffs at stake. End of 1, 7-0. The Giants leading the Cowboys, and Sunday Night Football resumes after these messages. Aerial coverage tonight is being brought to you by Geico. Look at the Lower Manhattan, the 9/11 Memorial right there. Freedom Tower under construction.
may we never forget.
And we won't. Back to the Meadowlands we come. Al Michaels with Chris Collinsworth and Michelle Tafoya. NFC East Championship at stake. Start with a second down and 10 at the 16-yard line. And on the delay, this is Bradshaw taking it to the 14-yard line.
One of the interesting battles going on inside tonight is with David Boss, the center, who's had some injury issues with his neck and headache, going up against Jay Ratliff, one of the Pro Bowl nose tackles right here. These two going at it. And the Cowboys really feel like that was to their advantage. They didn't think he could handle the quickness of Ratliff. Ratliff is a guy that tends to jump around, and you can see that time that Boss tried to just use his speed to his advantage and let him run right by.
Now Newman comes back in, but Dallas is going to take a
This is the first charge timeout. Dallas. 30-second timeout.
And we're talking about injuries. How about Tom Coughlin? Last week he was run into along the sideline. Fortunately, no damage, and in fact, the guys were chiding him and kidding him, saying, "Hey, coach, you're the guy who says toughness wins championships." And when you talk about tough, he's a guy, he took no pain medication this week, and in the meeting the other day, he could not sit down. He stood up the whole time and had to brace himself on a chair.
Yeah, and Eli Manning said the most entertaining thing they had all week, somebody dropped his pen or knocked a pen out of his hand at practice, and watching him just trying to pick up the pin. That was their highlight this week.
There was Tom walking onto the field before the game tonight. 3rd down and 9 now after the Dallas timeout. And this one is whistled dead. And again, Spencer came across the line. Was he induced?
Neutral zone infraction, number 93. Defense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Another one on Spencer, and that makes it a 3rd down and 4. And the Cowboys trying to get off the field on 3rd down. The Giants have converted 4 of 5. Again, the Giants with 136 yards, more than half of those on the one pass to Cruz. 3rd down and 4 from the 10.
Orlando Scanner going to take a shot at Cruz on this one.
Manning has time over the middle, and there is Cruz, and he gets free for a 1st down to the 5-yard line, tackled by the safety Abram Elam. 1st and goal.
Now let's start with the double team on DeMarcus Ware coming off the edge, and Kevin Booth comes out to take a shot. It actually was a zone coverage that time, and Victor Cruz just finding the hole in the middle. And right now the Dallas Cowboys have to make a decision. They have to take Victor Cruz out of this game and make somebody else beat them. You can't let one guy just take you up and down the field.
Here's Cruz in motion out of the left side. Skandrick follows him. Manning looks the other way, and that pass is thrown away. Bradshaw in the neighborhood. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
Yeah, it's a nice job inside by David Boss. Again, Jay Ratliff is one of their primary concerns. They knew they had to double team DeMarcus Ware on the outside, and Boss that time strictly by himself, one-on-one against Ratliff, held up, and Ratliff has had some problems with the rib separation, something like that, and that'll be bothering him right now.
Cowboys shuffling people in and out, getting in a little bit late. 2nd down and goal. That has been an issue. Here goes Bradshaw, escapes a tackle in the backfield, got by Elam and goes into the end zone. Touchdown.
Free shot for Abram Elam, and he completely misses a wide open tackle. Story of the night for the Dallas Cowboys. Missed opportunities, blown defensive assignments, easy tackles, relative. But that is some move by Ahmad Bradshaw. Then on the outside, Hakeem Nicks polishes off Terrence Newman.
Giants for the extra point. Bradshaw has faced the Cowboys 11 times in his career, including 1 postseason game. That's the first touchdown he's ever scored against the Dallas Cowboys. And the Giants lead 14-0 at the Meadowlands. So tomorrow, that'll be the site. Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, down the Turnpike. The Bridgestone Winter Classic. The New York Rangers have the best record in the Eastern Conference right now. Philadelphia playing extremely well, second in the Atlantic to the Rangers. And there it is tomorrow. The coverage will start at 1 o'clock on NBC, and the game's been moved to 3 o'clock. It's a little warm in the East, and you want to make sure the ice isn't slushy. Here is Des Bryant running the kickback, but only out to the 15-yard line before he gets gang tackled by the men in blue.
Well, no question, the star of the first game between these two teams was Jason Pierre-Paul, and he is just a phenomenal athlete. Plenty of speed to take care of getting sacks and a lot of strength. You can see him bring down Romo with one arm there, a vertical jump good enough to block the field goal in that game. 7-foot wingspan. He didn't even have to jump to block that field goal. Remarkable young man. He made the Pro Bowl this week, and he said, I guess that's a good thing, huh?
Yeah. His agent will tell him it's a great thing. That's caught by Felix Jones up to the 20-yard line. Cowboys need to get something going here. Perilously down early, 14-0, and of course keeping an eye on Romo's hand. Tony right now is 3 out of 4, but for only 17 yards, and he's been sacked twice. Second and 5. Confusion in the backfield, and Kiwanuka is right there to make sure that Jones goes nowhere.
No confusion on the part of Matthias Kiwanuka, who's really stepping up his game here tonight. Going to shoot right through here, and the double team inside leaves the gap wide open. He runs right through fullback Tony Fiametta like he's not even there. The Giants playing at just a different speed tonight than are the Cowboys.
Rain starts to come down again. We had light showers over the past couple of hours. A little harder right now. 3rd and 7. Romo under siege again. 3rd sack. Tony down at the 10. Jaquan Williams, the rookie from South Florida. We've seen a lot of action this season because of injuries to the other Giant backers, gets the sack.
They're just coming from around the edge, filling every gap, but this is really a coverage sack. There was nobody open, and Tony Romo, you can tell on inside the pocket, is just feeling the pressure. Webster on the outside. This has been no contest so far.
Jones with his 4th punt. A wobbler fielded at the 49-yard line and taken down right there is Will Blackman. The Giants will get the ball on the other side of the 50. 11 and a half to go in the first half. 14-0 Giants. Rain coming down MetLife Stadium. We talked about Jacobs and Bradshaw together when they both play. Here's a look at the Giants' record, 4.3 yards per carry. But one or the other has been out a lot. And the record 2-6 with 3.2 yards a carry. Both healthy tonight, even though neither team really has gotten a running game going to this point. Jacobs is the back here, and he will go over right guard for a gain of 6 to the 42-yard line.
I'll tell you, one of the guys that I think really makes a difference when he's in the ball game is Henry Hynoski, the fullback. Watch him just take on. This is the old-fashioned just isolation, one-on-one against the linebacker. And right now, Hynoski is winning that battle and taking Brady James backwards. When you get on your heels and trying to tackle Brandon Jacobs, it's almost impossible.
Hynoski, rookie free agent out of the University of Pittsburgh. On 2nd and 4, they give it to DJ Ware, the number 3 back, who looks like a number 1 back here as he picks up a first down. Ware with a gain of 15 on his first carry of the game.
Go with the unbalanced line on this one. Flip David Deal over to this side and the tight end to the other side, which gives them an added big blocker on the edge. And then DJ Ware just does the rest. On the field, Victor Cruz, we've talked about him so far as a receiver, working down the field as a blocker as well. Akeem Nicks, a good blocker downfield too.
Giants have gained 182 yards in the game, Dallas 10.
Well, Eli saw this double barrel blitz coming. Looked like both inside backers were coming, and he backed up.
Let's protect him. Slings to the outside. Nicks makes the catch. Nicks with a balky leg. So limited practice time this week, but he's back. Gain of 13 and a first down.
Well, the story of the game is just exactly the same as the story of the last time. No pressure whatsoever on Eli Manning. David Deal just takes one of the great players in the game, DeMarcus Ware, to the ground on that one. This has been a show by the Giants. This is almost like one of those uh-oh kind of games if you're watching and you're going to be in the playoffs in the NFC. It looks like the Giants are getting it together.
First and 10 from the 14. And Jacobs loses the ball. The ball is loose, and it winds up still loose, and then Manning comes up with it. And the Giants get another tremendous break on a fumble that looked for all the world like it would be covered by Dallas. The other was on the punt, and this time it winds up back in the hands of the quarterback.
Couldn't see who it was. Oh, there it is. Anthony Spencer just kept fighting for the ball. As Jacobs was held up, he rips the thing out, and now Sensabaugh has a shot, and then guess who? He's been saving the Giants all year in the fourth quarter. He just saved them with a fumble recovery, talking about Eli Manning. Oh, boy. It's been that kind of night.
Second and 19. Here's Bradshaw, and he gets hammered as he makes the catch by Keith Brooking. 14th season in the league, longtime Atlanta Falcon. Speaking of the Falcons, of course, they're looking on tonight, seeing whether they're going to fly here or to Arlington next weekend.
You know, you just get the feeling that the Dallas Cowboys are going to have to capitalize on some breaks. So far, they missed an opportunity on that muff punt. They missed an opportunity on that play. Both of those plays, they had their hands on the ball and could not hang on.
Had a chance to stop Bear Pasco and force a punt. Instead, it winds up with Cruz on the next series with a touchdown, and now Manning will run, but not very far. Slides to a stop at the 20-yard line, making it fourth down, and Tynes will come in to attempt about a 38-yard field goal.
A lot of times when the back wants to chip on DeMarcus Ware on the outside, he'll spin inside, and he got pressure on Eli. But once again, as we've seen throughout the course of this game and the first game, they simply can't catch up to Eli.
Make it a 40-yard field goal. They'll spot the ball at the 30-yard line. Weatherford to hold it. Times to try to make it 17-0, and that kick is no good. And there is the break the Cowboys needed, keeping it a 2-possession lead. Halfway through the second quarter, Dallas gets the ball down by 14.
If you are going to beat the New York Giants in this place, you have to take advantage of opportunities. The muff punt, Allen Ball with an opportunity, can't hang on. The Jacobs fumble, Gerald Sensabaugh has it bounce in his hands, can't hang on.
And the Cowboys finally did get a break when the field goal was wide to the right to get the ball at the 30-yard line, down 14-0. And Romo throws, and he hits Bryant, and Bryant will pick up the first down. Des Bryant, first-round draft choice last year, gets 11. Now Romo last week in the game against Philadelphia, fourth play of the game, throws, and here comes Jason Babin, the defensive end from Philadelphia in, and then Tony starts to close those fingers, has that big contusion on the top of the hand, and that's why he was limited in practice, and he came out of the game last week. And of course, much was made about the fact that the Giants had won and beaten the Jets, and Jerry Jones went down on the field to remind Jason Garrett of that. Romo rolling to his right, throws, and this time he hits Tony Fiammetta, the fullback, the former Carolina Panther, who's played a big role this season, getting to the 42-yard line, and Justin Tuck is down on the turf. And he's been fighting through injuries a good part of the season, obviously favoring his left arm or shoulder.
Yeah.
And an injury timeout. Well, they tell us the fantasy season isn't over yet. You can play the NFL.com playoff challenge today, and you can win a trip to Super Bowl 47. That's next year in New Orleans. NFL.com/fantasy. There are the tributes to the Giants Super Bowl teams. And last week, the Jets, since it was their home game, put some curtains over those. Giants still won the game. Pass to the outside. Is caught by Witten. That's his first catch of the night. So Tuck comes out of the game. They were looking at his left shoulder, but the Giants very deep and strong along that defensive front, rolling guys in and out. And there's a look at Tuck.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it. You'll see right at the very end, of course, they got Fiametta coming out. He tries to grab him on the bootleg, coming around. Now he's going to pursue the play. Watch his shoulder as he reaches. That left arm gets extended. And don't know exactly what happened, but that was the cause of it.
2nd and 8. Now the inside handoff going to Jones, and he gets tackled as he crosses the line of scrimmage by Jason Pierre-Paul. Mentioning the other day that he said, I made the Pro Bowl. I guess that's a good thing. Yeah.
What's the loop here by Jason Pierre-Paul? He can do everything. A little pirouette, it doesn't matter. Somehow or another, the ball carrier always seems to run into him.
3rd and 5, and the Cowboys go without a huddle. Keep the Giant defense on the field.
Let's see if they get Romo outside again. That's where he's most effective.
Tony great at extending plays. This time the pocket holds up, but looking around, still spinning, still rolling. That's play extension. And now he throws and he finds the open man, and that's Bryant at the 20-yard line. And Bryant with a flag down is tackling the 16-yard line. The penalty, the marker is very close to the line of scrimmage. And Tony, of course, spinning around, doing a 360 on a couple of occasions, may have come over the line of scrimmage. And the Cowboys are going to come back. Red line is not official, but that is your line of scrimmage.
Illegal forward pass, number 9. Quarterback was beyond the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball. That'd be a 5-yard penalty from the spot where the pass was thrown. And that's a loss of down. 4th down.
All right, that was a penalty, and it doesn't count. That's also one of the most brilliant plays I've seen in a long time. As you can imagine, Romo completely lost track of where he was on the field, but to escape 3 or 4 different times, this was just incredible.
Loss of down is the key here. Makes it 4th down. Here comes Jones, the rookie again, replacing the Pro Bowler McBride, who went on IR. Trying to pin the Giants deep. A fair catch is called for by Blackman, and he lets it go. There's a flag down as the Cowboys down the ball at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, and the official with his hat off, probably an illegal touch, probably went out of bounds and was the first to touch it. The ball kicked straight up in the air. You have to know that. You have to know the rules out here. Cannot be the first one to touch it.
And it's Ball, Alan Ball. If he's out of bounds and then he comes back in, right there, he's on the chalk. Here's Anderson.
Illegal touching, number 20 of the kicking team. Number 20 went out of bounds, was the first to touch. And because he touched the ball inside the 5-yard line by rule, that is a touchback. It'll be New York's ball on the 20-yard line.
So the Giants start from the 20 with 4.5 to the half, up by 14. Well, the Mara family, now along with the Tisch family, running the Giants for a long time. Wellington Mara for years, and son John, very measured and very smart. And Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys in 1989, and he's watched a dramatic season. Some incredible wins and some horrific losses this season, including one right here. And he hopes it's not a bookend, because on opening night, the Cowboys lost to the Jets and blew a 14-point fourth-quarter lead. And now here they close the season with a chance to either advance to the playoffs or go home. On first down, the pass to the outside was caught by Hynoski, and he stays inbounds and picks up the first down up to the 33-yard line.
Well, with so many weapons on the outside, usually the last guy you're thinking about is the fullback, but it's such an effective play on early downs. When you have a fullback in the game, you're thinking, all right, power football, they're going to try and run it with Bradshaw or Jacobs, and all of a sudden you just sneak that fullback out and there's nobody there. Eli's doing all right, isn't he?
I'll say. 11 of 16 for 166. And the one touchdown to Cruz. Bradshaw. And Bradshaw fighting his way out to the 37-yard line. It's a pickup of 3 yards as we tick down to 3:40 to go in the half.
Well, I remember in the preseason all the gnashing of teeth going on when the Giants didn't re-sign Steve Smith, and they found a decent replacement though, didn't he?
I think so.
Victor Cruz with the Giants record for most receiving yards coming out of nowhere.
2nd and 7 from the 37-yard line. Bradshaw, there's a big hole. Into the secondary he goes, and finally Ball and Brooking are able to make the tackle at the 33-yard line. He follows David Beal.
Boy, the Cowboys are just out of sorts again. They were in the first game. Watch Brooking right over here trying to say, wait a minute, guys, we're out of position here. I mean, they had no prayer on that play. Brooking had to be contained on the outside. You could see him wiggling his finger saying, come over here. You got to get in this gap here to Sean Lee. They were trying to play a little game with Anthony Spencer standing up and being basically in the linebacker position. And now Alan Ball needing help getting off the field.
Yeah, he's been in and out along with Newman in the secondary. That was a gain of 29 yards. Rob Ryan ready to be tied.
Yeah, and Al, one thing you have to say about multiple defenses like what Rob runs is you only have so much practice time, and you try to incorporate a lot of stuff, and sometimes you don't do it all so well. You don't get to practice it that much, and it's shown up.
From the 34-yard line, a pass into traffic is caught by Travis Beckham inside the 30-yard line.
I'll tell you a story about Bill Parcells. They said before the championship game, they had about 100 plays when he was in New England written on the blackboard up there, and Bill on Monday, after they put the game plan in, came in with his eraser and erased it down to about 30. He said, guys, if we're going to win the championship, we're going to do it with these 30 plays, and that's it. They got good at them.
And the Giants erase all but the last 2 minutes of the opening half. 2-minute warning. Giants 14, Cowboys nothing. The Toyota halftime show coming up. Bob and Dan and the gang both here at 30 Rock, taking a look at the final Sunday, breaking down the matchups for Wild Card Weekend next Saturday and Sunday. A look ahead to the second half of this one. Toyota halftime show coming up at the break. Across the river, Rockefeller Center on this Sunday night, January the 1st. 2 minutes to the half. 2nd down and 3. Giants with all of their timeouts. Manning to the outside. And Newman is able to stop Hynoski, but not until Hynoski is able to lean forward and move the chains.
Well, same basic play again. They're just going to sneak the fullback out here in the flat. And it's so tough because DeMarcus Ware is always so happy that the guy is not hitting him for once, and then you end up with a 250-pound fullback and a 195, 200-pound cornerback trying to make the tackle.
Ball to the 23-yard line. Bradshaw gets to the 21-yard line. Timeout taken here by Dallas. Sunday Night Football brought to you by Subway. Start the year with a fresh twist on turkey. By GE, Imagination at Work. By Disney's new movie John Carter in theaters March the 9th. And by Toyota. A couple of weeks ago, Chris Canty hosted Canty Claus at an elementary school in the Bronx. Along with Deion Grant, the Giants defensive back.
Great time of year. Bring the kids out. No school probably tomorrow, so all good.
So 2nd down and 9 from the 22-yard line. And Hynoski gets free again, gets by Newman, and takes the ball to the 10-yard line. Elam finally makes the stop. They'll spot the ball right on the 10, and that's going to make it a first down and goal.
Well, Terrence Newman's got to start feeling like a hurdle out here. They're trying to run Anthony Spencer back with the tight end, and they're basically leaving nobody in the flat, and Eli says it's fine. Terrence Newman now has been hurdled in this game twice.
Once by Pasco, once by Noski. First down and goal. Look at that protection. To Bradshaw. Touchdown. One of the big keys, obviously, for the Cowboy defense to pressure Manning. Not even close.
Well, let's make sure that Bradshaw crosses the line with ball in hand here. Yeah, I would say that's a touchdown. It was close.
They'll review it. Should stand.
But this strategy of trying to chip the slot receiver with the outside linebackers is coming back to haunt right now.
Times for the point after. We have 69 seconds. The Cowboys are down by 3 touchdowns, and the Giants will get the ball when we start the second half.
On the outside, DeMarcus Ware is going to try and run with this route, leaving one-on-one for the middle linebacker. On the back coming up, Sean Lee is in that Tampa 2 kind of hole right in the middle of the field, but he's having to try and run from about 10 yards away. Excuse me, that's Brady James, and try and make an open field tackle, and he just can't do it. Bradshaw's a little too athletic. There's a lot of moving parts right now in this Cowboys defense, and the only thing moving is the Giants offense.
277 yards for the Giants and 44 for the Cowboys.
You know, there are a lot of things coming together for the Giants right now. Their defensive line is healthier than it's been. Their linebackers are finally getting healthy again. Of course, Eli's been playing great, but they're also running the football better than they have all year. Remember, this is the 32nd ranked run team in the NFL, but lately, I think 3 of the last 4 games over 100 yards.
Cowboys with 2 timeouts. Tynes' kick. Dwayne Harris. Oh, takes a shot. 24-yard line. Punctuation mark provided by Derek Martin, number 22.
Well, that is some play by Derek Martin coming down there. Just timing this one perfectly. Special teams guys, that's a tough way to make a living, and every once in a while we should be putting them on national television. That's a heck of a hit.
Ball at the 24-yard line, a minute 5. Tuck is back in the game. To the outside, Jones runs into his own man, Austin, and Bryant is there, and Tony says, come on, let's save the timeout, let's go. Taking a lot of time. 2nd and 1. Romo has to dump it underneath. Jones to the 41-yard line, and Dallas is going to have to take one of its 2 timeouts right here.
This is the second.
Hey, if Dallas loses this game and wind up 8-8, the team they'll never want to see again is us.
They have not been good on Sunday Night Football this year.
That would be 4 of the 8 losses on Sunday Night Football.
Well, it has been a good pass rush, but in particular, great coverage down the field. A lot of zones. When you get a lead, you can take fewer chances, and as much as they want to try and bring some pressure, get up by this number of points, 21-0, you can sit back and let these great pass rushers go to work.
Longest play for the Cowboys in the game is 14 yards tonight. The Jets ran 89 plays against the Giants last week, none longer than 15 yards. Romo, look out, avoids a 4th sack, and then the pass is incomplete. Dave Collison almost got there to knock him down. 2nd down. Cowboy wideouts. Austin, 1 catch. Bryant's caught 2 tonight. LaRon Robinson's been such a big story in Dallas this year. Picked him up from San Diego earlier in the season. He's been blanked.
One thing I know about quarterbacks, they don't like being in this position. You're on the road, the crowd's into it, the offensive line are a little slow off the ball, and you're playing against some of the best pass rushers in football. None of that is a good combination for a quarterback with a bad hand.
Please reset the game clock to 26 seconds. 25 seconds on the play clock. Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
They kept the clock going, so 26 seconds, 1 timeout for Dallas, trying at least to get into field goal range. Get something in the first half.
The one thing they did have success with in the last game was throwing to Miles Austin from the slot. He's down here at the bottom of the screen right here, working him over the middle of the field.
He's inside of Robinson. And Romo hasn't batted and any flag is thrown. Justin Tuck got in there.
Holding, number 68, offense. 10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
That's Doug Free.
First, it's Justin Tuck going to bounce inside here and get the knockdown. When you don't get there as a defensive lineman, get those hands up. And then on the other side, Doug Free, number 68, is going to get a hold of Jason Pierre-Paul. Just enough. This Cowboys drive is going the wrong way.
Not a category you ever want to lead the team in. But the life of a left tackle. 2nd and 20. They just do get the play off. Keep it on the ground. Jones takes the ball to the 41-yard line. And the Cowboys spend their final timeout.
Well, Jerry Jones did make the comment this week that Jason Garrett isn't going anywhere, and he didn't care what the score was. I just don't think he thought it was going to be 21-0 heading into halftime.
The Cowboys, of course, are going to rue several losses this year. The big opening night loss to the Jets. Blew a huge lead to Detroit at home. Blew the lead, of course, to the Giants 3 weeks ago, and then had the botched clock management in the Arizona game on the road.
Had a couple of icing the kicker episodes along the way, and meanwhile Eli on the other side in the 4th quarter has pulled rabbits out of the hat on more than one occasion.
3rd and 12. To the outside. Bryant will step out of bounds. You got 9 seconds left. For the moment, that will be a 1st down, but still out of field goal range.
Hey, the one thing I'm seeing out of the Giants that we didn't see so much in the first matchup, a little simpler approach in the secondary, not playing all the different exotic looks, willing to just sit there. They've got Michael Boley back in there directing traffic, and it's making a difference.
From the 46. Romo throwing, and that's caught. And that will be a 1st down to the 35-yard line, and the Cowboys are able to stop the clock here with 4 seconds left and at least bring in Bailey to attempt a long field goal.
You know, the Giants were playing so deep off the ball. Michael Boley was about 20 yards down the field, essentially playing the free safety position. They just gave Tony Romo this throw, and I guess basically willing to give up a 51-yard, 52-yard field goal attempt at this point in the game.
Bailey to attempt the kick, and also with McBriar out, the punter, and Jones taking his place. That means Jones also is the new holder. 52 yards. And Bailey, the rookie kicker, is wide. And the Giants are 30 minutes away from the playoffs. They'll get the ball when we start the second half. It's 21-0. Coming up next, the third of a halftime show. But first, these messages from your NBC station.
That goal is just right in front of him. Let's go grab it. Let's go take it.
JPP to clean up. And it is caught by Cruz. Cruz down the sideline, and he takes this one in for a touchdown.
The Giants continue to roll on offense against Rob Ryan's defense.
Here goes Bradshaw, escapes a tackle in the backfield and goes into the end zone.
That is some move by Ahmad Bradshaw. The Giants playing at just a different speed tonight than are the Cowboys.
21-0, the Giants at the half. Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, and Michelle Tafoya, MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Winner on to the playoffs to take on Atlanta next week. Loser winds up with a mark of 8-8 and is done. All Giants in the first half. More rushing yards, clearly more passing yards, total yardage, time of possession, you name it. 277 yards to 96. And the score reflecting that.
You know what's interesting is that Tony Romo has been okay. You know, you wouldn't really point to him first as the issue in that first half.
Well, the defense is the issue when you're giving up 277 yards. Gerald Jernigan is tackled up at the 17-yard line before the ball started to come out. Eli's first half right here in Capsule.
Not bad. Now 118 passes against the Cowboys without getting sacked. Some of it is because of him. He steps up and through, makes a really good throw on the run, but look at the protection. They try to go to a three-man rush. That didn't work. Another three-man rush. They said they weren't going to do that much in this game, miss an open field tackle. And that's just the story. I tell you, this Giants offensive line is starting to come together. Kevin Booth, the left guard, Deal kicking out the left tackle. They've been together a little while now, and they are much improved over the last month.
Bradshaw starts as the running back. Ball is in the game. He's on Cruz. First down from the 17. And Manning able to get it out to the 23-yard line. Beckham makes the catch, and we go to Michelle.
Well, I spoke with Jason Garrett at halftime, and he echoed exactly what you just said, that his defense has to get to Eli Manning, pressure him, hit him, bat some passes, affect him in any way they can. And I spoke with Tom Coughlin, and he said the reason they've been doing such a good job with Eli is a nice mix of run and pass, keeping extra players up there at the line to help that offensive line out. But he wanted to talk nothing of the 21-0 lead, saying we've got to play hard every snap from here to the last tick of the clock, Al.
All right, thank you, Michelle. Second down and 4. Play action. Manning throwing into double coverage there. Cruz saluted by the crowd to the 50-yard line. Goes Victor. First down, New York. Gain of 27 yards.
Now there's nobody even in the neighborhood as far as the protection is concerned. Jay Ratliff right here is not even going to get off the ball. Of course, part of the double team there. And you just can't give great players. And I'm telling you right now, I'm putting Victor Cruz in the great category. That is double coverage on the outside that he is beating. And he is beating it consistently.
Free agent, second year at the University of Massachusetts. First down at the 50-yard line. Here's Bradshaw, and Elam is right there to meet him as he reaches the 49-yard line.
Well, the Cowboys coming up with a double-barrel blitz look. They are not being shy. They know they're having to be aggressive and try and make something happen here. Both inside linebackers stepping up. They're trying to create some one-on-ones. That time you saw Ratliff shoot hard down inside. problem, and we talked about it in the first half. You start taking those kinds of chances, your corners have to hold up, and that really has not been the strong suit for the Cowboys.
Not tonight, and not in good measure for a good part of the season. 2nd and 9. Bradshaw to the 47 for a gain of 3. 3rd down and 7. Giants have been very proficient on 3rd down tonight, especially on that second series when you had the hurdle move on Newman and then the pass to Cruz on 3rd down and 1 for 74 yards.
I'll tell you, one of my favorite guys has been Kevin Booth. Watch him come off here. Late move by Ratliff, gets him, then gets up on the linebacker. He is an athletic guy. He did not start this season. Really got an opportunity to start because of the injury to Will Beatty at tackle, and I think he's been terrific.
3rd and 7. Blitz coming, and Manning able to escape, and he runs to the 42-yard line, stopped short of the 1st down. Ball on the corner blitz that time, and it will be 4th down and 2.
Well, they just cannot get their hands on Eli. Here they're going to come off the corner here with this blitz. You get an athletic cornerback, and Eli steps up and through even against that. That should have been a sack. Eli had nowhere to go with the ball, but he avoids again. His movement in the pocket in the 2 games against the Cowboys has been sensational.
Coughlin came out onto the field to get a real close look at just exactly how much he needed. He figures 2 yards, time to punt. And Weatherford will send it down toward Harris, who will let it go, and the Giants will cover it up inside the 5-yard line, and that's where Dallas's first possession of the second half will start. Down by
Perry Fuel's defense has been explosive so far in this one. It was Osi Umenyiora making his return, getting the early pressure when Justin Tuck set him up to the outside. Kyle Kozar went the wrong way. And then as Jason Pierre-Paul, watch Doug Freed just athletically, just foot speed wise, can't keep up with the speed of Pierre-Paul, led to the sack.
Defense starting to gel at just the right time. Played well last week against the Jets. Pitching a shutout tonight against the Cowboys. Jones to the 10-yard line. Perry Fuel, 2nd year as the defensive coordinator, came over. He was on the Buffalo staff a couple of years ago. He was the interim head coach at Buffalo. He interviewed for the head job, didn't get it, and Coughlin brought him into the Meadowlands.
And one of the problems they've had, Al, is that their signal caller has changed about 5 times this year on the defense. They keep getting linebackers hurt. Finally, Michael Boley has been in there long enough to take over that role.
2nd and 6. And on a slant, that is caught, and Warren Robinson gets popped as he reaches the 21. Robinson out in the San Diego camp this year, and they picked him up, and it's the first catch he makes tonight.
Well, one of the first things you have to do is get some of these quick throws in to slow down this pass rush. And LaRon Robinson tied for the lead on this team with touchdown receptions. Pretty remarkable for a guy that got cut by San Diego.
51st catch of the season for him. And Romo on 1st down throws, and that's Witten working the seam down the middle out to the 40-yard line. He makes his 2nd catch, and that is 75 catches on the season now for Witten.
Well, this is much better by the Dallas Cowboys. They're not holding the ball. Quick release. Even if it's not there, get it out of your hand because you force the defensive line to start making quicker moves that your offensive line can handle. There you go.
Now they get the outside. That's Robinson again. And Robinson takes the ball to the midfield stripe. Kenny Phillips comes in to make the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 1.
Good adjustment by Jason Garrett at halftime. Forget those deeper routes. Let's just get the ball out of our hands. Even against the 5-man pressure, plenty of time there for Romo to step up and deliver the football.
Cowboys on a drive that started at their 6. And Jones takes the ball to the 45-yard line, and that will move the chains. 1st down for the Cowboys.
You know, there's bodies flying around everywhere when you watch the Giants. Watch up here, Justin Tuck on the outside almost gets it, jumps back inside, but Felix Jones a little quicker than he was that time.
Sammy Morris in the game. Flanking Romo. 8:40 to go, third quarter. Romo, this time very good protection. Checks it down to Morris. Sammy, who was driving his kids back and forth to school in October and November and got the call a couple of weeks ago to come to Dallas as the backup, picks up about 3 yards.
Yeah, they were so impressed with how quickly Sammy Morris was able to pick up this offense. Of course, a veteran guy who's been around for a long time, actually played with Jason Garrett, so he knew all about it.
Played together in Miami about a dozen years ago. Second down and 7. And Romo will hit Witten, and Witten will be escorted out of bounds by Boley. About 2 yards shy of the first down, third down coming.
And if there was a major hole, in my opinion, on this Giants defense for a while, it was the fact they didn't have a Michael Boley, not only as the play caller, but somebody that can cover the great tight ends around this league right now, that time running stride for stride with Jason Witten.
Kyle Kozar out at right guard. He limped off. Kevin Kowalski, a rookie at a Toledo free agent, in at right guard. They give the ball to Sammy Morris, and Morris is able to bang his way for a first down. To the 34-yard line goes the 12th-year veteran out of Texas Tech, Sammy Morris.
Eric Dockery is going to pull around, and Michael Boley is going to meet him in the hole here, and this should have been stuffed. Just couldn't get their hands on Sammy Morris. That was perfectly done by Boley.
First down from the 34. Protection is good again, and getting free and making the catch is Robinson for the touchdown. And the Dallas Cowboys have just gone 94 yards on their first possession of the second half.
Just going to hit it back here in this hole against the cover 2. Corey Webster did his job on the outside, but Kenny Phillips unable to get there. Let's see what Romo did. He really didn't even look it off that much. I'm kind of surprised that Phillips couldn't get there. Well, that's just sort of a basic defensive play that you have to be able to make from that position, and Kenny Phillips just a step slow getting there. But that was some drive by the Cowboys. They look like the Cowboys on that one.
And Robinson, who'd been shut out, catches 3, including that one for 34 yards. It's his 10th touchdown of the season. It's reviewed upstairs. The touchdown is good. The extra point coming now from Bailey to make it a 14-point game. Exactly what the Cowboys needed. 6:54 remaining in the third quarter. Giants 21, Dallas 7. Tonight football brought to you by Verizon, your 4G LTE smartphone destination. By Nissan, innovation for today, innovation for tomorrow, innovation for all. By Pepsi Max, 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. And by Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, starts everywhere, January the 20th. The Brooklyn Bridge. Did you ever buy it?
No, and I've never seen traffic moving that fast on it either.
Maybe foot traffic. Tony Romo leading the Cowboys all the way down the field after they were pinned deep. Now the kickoff comes to the goal line. Devin Thomas. He caught one pass in the first half. Takes it out to the 31-yard line, and that's where the Giants will go to work on their second possession of the second half. Well, tomorrow is an historic day for NBC Sports as Versus becomes the all-new 24-hour NBC Sports Network. The premiere tomorrow following the NHL Winter Classic, which you will see on NBC. Coverage beginning at 1 Eastern, and the game starting tomorrow between the Rangers and Philadelphia at 3 Eastern. The launch of the NBC Sports Network tomorrow. Now Manning on first down from the 31. Drops it off for Jacobs, and it's incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Well, so far, the Dallas Cowboys have gotten no interior pass rush at all. And David Boss tonight has played a terrific game. This was an area of concern for the Giants coming into the game. There have been many times that he has been left one-on-one with the Pro Bowler, and yet time after time, he's found a way to get it done. And really, Ratliff can't get it going, and that means that DeMarcus Ware is going to see double teams all night.
2nd and 10 from the 31-yard line. Here's Ware, cuts it back. And out to the 35-yard line he goes before he was forced back. So that Cowboy defense trying to get that ball back for the offense, which looked very proficient, obviously, on that last drive. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, we got a game right now, because if they can get off the field here, which they did not do in the first half, you want to know the reason that the New York Giants are ahead by 14 points at this point. They got it done on 3rd down. Right now, the Cowboys have to make a play.
6 minutes remaining, 3rd quarter. And Manning sacked at the 29-yard line. And finally, since their first meeting of last year, they get to Manning. And it's the first 3 and out for the Giants tonight. And you've got Ware and Hatcher both in there to knock Eli down.
Well, there he is on the outside. They're going against Mario Manningham, and maybe Jenkins got away with a little tug there. They tried to go with a bit of a pick play on the outside, just forced Eli to pull the ball down, and for the first time tonight, finally a sack.
Now Weatherford to kick. You got Dwayne Harris drifting over his shoulder at the 21-yard line, trying to bust free. Tackled at the 25-yard line with 5.5 minutes to play in the 3rd. The defense comes up big. Offense back out there, down by 14. This week, Jay Leno welcoming Josh Lucas from NBC News Series The Firm. Show Williams, Snooki, and Glenn Close. The Tonight Show with Jay Leno all this week on NBC. 5.5 to go, 3rd quarter. Dallas from the 25-yard line. Giants able to get back on side. Showing blitz through the middle. Here they come. Handoff goes to Jones, who swings to the outside and just about gets back to the line of scrimmage. Blackburn was right there in the middle. Last drive for the Cowboys, 9 plays, 94 yards. Tony tonight, Romo, remember the whole hand thing before the game and all that? 16 of 18 for 173.
And he's got a new right guard in the game now. Kevin Kowalski in for Kyle Kozar, who sort of did a split on the field and had to come out.
2nd and 10. Sammy Morris in the backfield with Romo. And he gets it out quickly, and then the pass is not caught. Incomplete. Miles Austin dropped it, covered by Webster. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Cowboys.
Good play by Corey Webster to knock this thing out, but these are the plays the Cowboys are going to have to make. Clean catch. Corey Webster got his hands on there, and Jason Pierre-Paul almost threw Doug Free into Tony Romo.
Third and 10 as the crowd rises as one.
All defensive ends in on the down line now for the Giants, just like in their Super Bowl run.
Romo, protection is good, extending the play, throws, Austin, he's got the first down before Ross knocks him down. So a big 3rd and 10 conversion for Dallas.
That time they took Jason Pierre-Paul and stood him up as a linebacker and brought him around on a blitz here, and they picked it up. So they're trying a few different things inside now, are the Giants, but Romo's getting the ball out so quickly that it's starting to have an impact.
Cowboys going without a huddle. Pass is a little underthrown for Austin and incomplete for Miles. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Antrell Roll in there playing that sort of strong safety outside linebacker position now that the Cowboys have gone almost exclusively to these 3 wide receiver sets. He said he looks forward to the time when he can go back to playing safety again. He has played just about every position on the field for the Giants, He's doing it, but I don't think it's his favorite spot.
2nd and 10. Four-man rush. Intercepted. Speaking of roll with the pick. Antrell Roll. May not love that spot, but he loves it now. The Giants with the ball and up by 14. Antrell Roll with his 2nd interception of the season. The other came against his old team, Arizona. Giants have the ball at the 44-yard line. 1st down. Ahmad Bradshaw is the running back. And Bradshaw met by Abram Elam after a gain of 3, and back we go to the pick.
Antrell Roll right here, and once the slot releases, it frees him to work back inside. And Tony Romo is sort of scanning the field. Really never picked up Antrell Roll sliding back to the inside, and he gets picked. That time he had time, maybe too much time, and made a blind throw.
3.5 remaining in the 3rd. 2nd and 7.
5-18.
To the outside, Hynoski, and he gets taken down by the linebacker Lee with him step for step. The ball is at the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Well, we talked about Michael Boley on the other side, but that time Sean Lee getting done exactly what Boley's been doing, and there's Antrell Roll on the sideline. He was saying, I hate playing in there. I can never get any interceptions. He's got one.
The minute you say it. It's the reverse kibosh, isn't it?
Yep. Hey, that one works in your favor.
Right. The Cowboys almost jumped. They did, in fact. The flag is thrown. It's a free play. And the ball is going to come loose. But remember, the penalty is going to be against Dallas. So even if they come up with it here, and they do, you had the flag because they were offside.
Tell you, Eli, that's at least the 2nd time I can remember on 3rd and 5 or 6. He's gone to the hard count, and he's gotten the Cowboys. He got DeMarcus Ware a couple times in the game last time in key situations.
The ruling on the field was a fumble recovered by Dallas, but offsides, number 94, defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. It's still 3rd down.
And that's going to make it 3rd down and 1.
There he is right there. Eli goes hard count. Watch this. And gets him. And boy, missed opportunities. How many times? We've already talked about it in the first half. Look how hard Eli goes with that hard count. And gets it. Saved him. Turnover would have stood.
So it's the 3rd down and 1 at the 35-yard line.
Back-to-back mistakes by their 2 big stars, Tony Romo and DeMarcus Ware.
Seven penalties on Dallas tonight. 1 against the Giants. And on 3rd and 1, that pass is thrown behind Victor Cruz, so it'll be 4th down. One thing about the Cowboys, over the last 2 years, they've committed 55 more penalties than their opponents. That's the 2nd worst differential in the league.
Yeah, I think that Eli was thinking he was going to sit down in the zone here, and he should have. He kept on moving through the zone, and that's what made Eli throw it behind him. It wasn't that he missed him, he just thought he was going to sit. And now it looks like the Giants have decided they're going to go for it, at least try and get DeMarcus Ware to jump off sides again.
Or somebody else, or Spencer.
Number 70.
Tony Hugo reports in as an eligible receiver. Number 70, it's 4th down and 1 if they go for it. And at the moment, the Giants are going to take a timeout.
30-second timeout.
Well, this is the way you want a season to end, isn't it? You play 256 games. It's been a crazy year. It's been, I think I called it the no form league this year, the NFL, because nobody knows what's going to happen from week to week. It's been crazy.
And the signature part of the league this year has been some incredible comebacks, I think, and incredible quarterback play. I mean, we are seeing quarterback records falling left and right, and yet here we are. It was the Giants the last time that mounted that 12-point comeback. Does Tony Romo have one in him tonight? Well, if he does, it's probably going to start with this 4th and 1.
And even backup quarterbacks have incredible days. You don't think they might sit Aaron Rodgers down in the playoffs, do you, from that Flynn?
Well, Flynn's pretty good.
I think so. I think Flynn might have made a lot of money today when he becomes an eventual free agent. What a day in Green Bay. 4th down and 1. If the Giants do go for it, Jacobs is the back. And they snap it and they give it to him, and the Cowboys come up with a monster stop. Lissimore and Lee are right there, and Dallas will get the ball back.
Well, huge play on the part of Sean Lee as he steps up. We've been talking about what a force he's been as he comes up, and I could hear it from here, Al, and I know we're not supposed to do this so much, but Omaha for the New York Giants, and it's been this way for a long time, means the snap count is and the clock is running down, and so they're going to snap it. Omaha hut, and everybody on the Cowboys got off the ball and they made the play.
And stayed onside from the 36-yard line. Romo underneath. Jones out to the 49. You know, you would think Jacobs would be a little bit better on 3rd and 4th and 1. I mean, in his career, just 59% converting. League average is around 70%.
Well, you know, there's so many big guys in on short yardage situations. You're not going to run over people in there. And so a lot of times it's the quicker backs that have to make that little jump cut that sometimes are better.
Romo with a patented shoulder shake. And then he hits Bryant. And Bryant tries to get a block from Jones before he is taken down just about at the 1st down line at the 41-yard line. And that is enough for the first.
You know, I can tell you as a former receiver, sometimes you've got to get into the game. And one of the things that Jason Witten and these guys talk about is just get the ball in my hands a couple times and let me get a feel for the game.
Here goes Sammy Morris inside the 40. Gain of close to 3. 2nd down and 7 upcoming as we tick down to a minute to go in the 3rd. Jones in, Morris out. Under a minute. Romo gets it off. Caught for a 1st down. Here's Witten. They get the ball in his hands. He takes it to the 20-yard line. 1st down. Gain of 20.
Two-man's the coverage, which is man under and deep help. Watch this route by Jason Witten, though. Against Michael Boley. Comes back strong to the ball. Little stiff arm there. Extends the play. You get your big-time Pro Bowler, and now they get a little help with Jason Pierre-Paul. And the Cowboys have something going here, Al.
15 seconds remaining in the quarter. From the 19. Romo, and this time they'll go down to the 25-yard line. It's Osi Umenyiora who gets the sack.
And I don't know exactly what Romo was doing on that one. That was one, he had time to pull it down and throw that one away. He just panicked a bit.
It'll make it 2nd and 16 when we start the 4th quarter. After 3, it's the Giants 21, the Cowboys 7. Sunday Night Football back after these messages. 4th quarter drama this season. There's been plenty of it. The Giants' 5 come from behind wins, tied for the most in franchise history. Cowboys on the other side of the ledger have lost 3 games with a 12-point or more lead in the 4th quarter. And Jason Garrett, in his career as the Cowboy head coach, 10 losses, 8 of them in the 4th quarter when he had a lead. Now it's a completely different story. It's the Cowboys trying to come from behind.
Let's see if they start getting Romo moving around. He's made brilliant plays already in this game out of the pocket. 12 touchdown passes out of the pocket this year, tied with Aaron Rodgers for the most.
Play clock at 3 on 2nd and 15. And Romo was going to call a timeout. There's a flag down. Ura came across the line. Which came first?
Oh, man, I think it's going to work out for the Cowboys.
I do, too.
It's open. He offsides first. Neutral zone infraction, number 72, defense. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's a first down.
And that saves a timeout. He was ready to call a timeout, which is an odd thing to have to do in the first place on the first play of a quarter.
We'll see right up here. See who. There you go. It's a good call.
And the Cowboys obviously saving what could eventually be an extremely valuable timeout. And that makes it 2nd down and 10.
Jason Pierre-Paul inside now at the tackle position.
Romo, little floater, and Jones really gets whacked. Pierre-Paul is right there with Williams. And that will set up a 3rd and 7 for Dallas.
This is the kind of hustle play we've seen out of Pierre-Paul almost all season. Watch this. He's going to get blocked by Derek Dockery at the line of scrimmage, but instead of just standing there like a lot of defensive linemen do, he comes back and almost takes Felix Jones's head off.
3rd and 7. Romo hits Witten, trying to get that first down. They'll stop him at the 10-yard line, short of the first. Now you got a 4th and 1, down by 14 early in the quarter. And if you're Jason Garrett, you do what? You can make it 21-10. You're still looking at a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal, but they have to go for it here. And it's a quick snap, and did Romo get it is the question. It doesn't look like it. He didn't get it. And Romo says, wait a minute, look where I am.
I'll tell you, Michael Boley made an unbelievable play.
Well, I question what you're doing on a 4th and 1 in that situation if you're going to go for it. And you're trying to catch the Giants unaware. Good luck. New York ball. And despite that fanfare, we're not going to go to a commercial. They're going to measure this. But the question's going to be, as you see, he doesn't get the first down. Do the Cowboys want to challenge it? Will there be enough evidence to show that it can be overturned? Now we'll go to our break.
The reason Jason Garrett went to the hurry-up snap was he felt like he could take advantage. Look at these tight splits. They're just going to block down, and they went no huddle, so they would have to leave their regular personnel on the field. They really felt like that if they snapped it quickly, they could get a quick first down. But Michael Boley comes right over the top, number 59, a la Troy Polamalu, and didn't allow Tony Romo to get started.
And there's nothing to challenge here. The ball is at the 10-yard line. The Giants now with Bradshaw. But my question is, if you're going to run that play, Chris, and it's 4th down, it's a huge play in that situation. You're giving up the opportunity to kick the field goal, make it an 11-point game. Don't you run your best play?
Well, I think they thought that was. It was the reason they wanted to leave that 4-man front in there. So you saw them go to the hurry-up so they couldn't substitute in all the big guys for the short yardage situation. But watch Michael Boley jump over the top here and grab Romo. I think he was going to get it. I think he was going to slide inside Jason Pierre-Paul. But Michael Boley just made the play of the year for the New York Giants.
2nd down and 10. Giant defense alert. Manning swings it to the outside. Here's Bradshaw, and he gets taken down by Newman. 3rd and long, and again, the Cowboys need a key 3rd down stop early in the 4th quarter.
Terrence Newman says, you're not hurdling me that time. 2 times is enough in one night. You could see that Bradshaw was thinking about going over the top, and Newman was ready for him this time. But here it is. It's not a bad strategy going for it on 4th and 1 if you stop them here.
3rd and 6. Cowboys now moving guys in and out defensively. Lee looking around. It's a 4-man rush. Here's the pass, and it is caught, but short of the first down as Hakeem Nicks comes up with it. So again, the Cowboy defense playing a heck of a lot better in the second half, obviously. Will stop them and force the punt.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys caught a little break on that one. They looked a little confused pre-snap, and Travis Beckham ran right down the middle of the field, and he was behind everybody, and Eli was just looking the other way to Nicks. Caught a break for the Cowboys. They make a mistake and get away with one.
Jenkins came in late, makes the stop. Des Bryant is back to return the kick. Weatherford with a short line drive kick. Here's Bryant. Bryant into Giants territory. And Bryant, who ran a punt back against the Giants for a touchdown last year to the 40, and there's a flag down on the other side of the field at the Giant 48.
Alan Ball was over there for the Cowboys. Devin Thomas was over there. Really, they were on the far side.
Play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 15 of the kicking team.
Wow.
15-yard penalty, first down.
And that's Devin Thomas who gets flagged with 11:40 to go. The Giants trying to get to postseason up by 14 against the Cowboys. Aerial coverage tonight being brought to you by Geico. Al Michaels, Chris Collins, Rid Michelle Tafoya. Final game of the regular season. Winner of the playoffs, loser home. Cowboys have it at the 26 of the Giants. First down by 2 touchdowns. Slip screen to the outside to Bryant, and Des Bryant will take the ball inside the 10. First and goal. Good block by Miles Austin.
That was just great blocking all the way around. Jason Witten here, Miles Austin here. Watch these 2 blocks. Going to create the seam between those 2. Very difficult open field blocks. That was brilliant.
And there's an injury timeout. That's Kenny Phillips, who's had his share of ailments this season. Missed the first game against the Cowboys with a knee issue. Meanwhile, in the 4th quarter, you take a look at Tony Romo. His career rating in the 4th quarter among active quarterbacks would be tops.
And you don't have to question Tony Romo's toughness anymore, because after this season, the hand tonight, of course, and earlier this year, that rib injury that he took, he was telling us about some of the injections where they stuck a needle in his ribs and had to leave it in there for 15, 20 seconds, and it was brutal just talking about it.
You know, the thing about him is, what's his legacy going to be? Everybody's talking about it. Is he going to be Troy Aikman? Is he going to be Danny White? I mean, what's he going to be at the end of the day? He says, that's a fair assessment. He says, I get it. I understand it. He says, you win the Super Bowl, it's a whole different story.
He also said that perception can change quickly.
Right.
Ask Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees.
First and goal from the 9. Tyler Sash replaces Phillips, and chugging to the 6 goes Felix Jones. Second and goal.
Pretty good job by this backup offensive line. We've got 2 different guards in there that really haven't played that much. Kevin Kowalski, Derek Dockery. We're not seeing the mistakes in just basic assignments. Well coached up front.
Romo throws, slant caught. Robinson for the touchdown. His second. And the Cowboys have made it a 1-possession game. And nervous time in the Meadowlands.
Tony Romo, the adjustment they've made out here in the second half, getting the ball out of his hands quickly, The Giants trying to come with pressure. They haven't been doing a lot of that. Working on the outside one-on-one, and here we go.
Dan Bailey for the point after. So to this point, a tale of two halves. Vastly different. 21-14 Giants. Minutes, 15 seconds remaining in regulation. The Atlanta Falcons awaiting a date either here or at Cowboys Stadium next Sunday. It's a 7-point game. Bailey's kick fielded at the 5 by Jernigan. And he brings the ball out to the 26-yard line. Sunday Night Football from the Meadowlands, brought to you by the BK Toppers Burgers. More beef, more value only at Burger King. By Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. By Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. And by The Gray, starring Liam Neeson, in theaters January the 27th. Temperature mid-40s, MetLife Stadium. Yardage in the first half of the Giants. And then the second half, only 52 yards. And only one first down for the Giants in this half. And that is batted in the air. An incomplete, batted by Ratliff. The Giants 4 possessions in this half. Punt, punt, lost the ball on downs, punt.
Well, on the last 2 series, we've seen Jay Ratliff make plays now. And it is significant when he can. Going against Chris Nee, there's Ratliff right there. He made a big tackle on first down on the last series. Maybe that rib is starting to loosen up a bit.
Cruz in motion to the inside. Jacobs. And Jacobs will be stopped after a gain of a couple, and the Giants will have a 3rd and long.
Yeah, we talked about the fact that the Cowboys are a little bit concerned about the Giants pass rush, but I think that call right there lets you know that Kevin Gilbride, the offensive coordinator, is still concerned about DeMarcus Ware and company coming off that edge. And now here we go, 3rd down. This is what Rob Ryan and the entire Ryan family lives for. This is pressure time.
3rd and 7. DJ Ware in the backfield. DeMarcus Ware will come off the right side of the defense. Manning gets spun around, still alive, deep downfield, and it is caught by Cruz.
Unbelievable.
Got position on Skandrick, and Eli, like a spinning top, gets away and hits him for 43 yards.
Unbelievable. First of all, Eli looking like he did in the Super Bowl with the pass to David Tyree. And that guy has been the most valuable player behind Eli Manning. It seems like every time the New York Giants are looking like they're on the verge of collapse, they just throw it up in the air to Victor Cruz, and he makes play after play. Remarkable.
Prayer answered, first down at the 29-yard line. Bradshaw for a gain of 1, under 8.5 to play in the 4th. Cruz in the game 158 yards on 5 receptions.
There's really nothing to the route. He's just on a takeoff against Skandrick, and it looked like Eli is about to get sacked. Instead, he just scrambles, throws it up in the air. And Victor Cruz, we talked about his route running ability, but I tell you what makes this guy different. He is one of the most competitive kids I've seen on tape all year. We saw it against the Jets last week, and we're seeing it again here tonight.
2nd down and 10. And that is caught at the 15 by Cruz. And Cruz looking for a recount on the Pro Bowl voting. He's not going as of the moment. He's just giving them a 1st and goal.
Eli's remarkable. Watch this throw. He is so off balance making this throw. Pressure in his face, off his front foot, leaning. It's like a fadeaway jumper or something in basketball. No way he can get this much on this throw with people all over his feet. And who else? What a player.
Victor Cruz, a Jersey kid who grew up as a huge Cowboys fan. 1st and goal. And Manning will throw that one away. 2nd and goal.
Exactly, Al, and that's the point. I call these the quarterback saves. Moments when the quarterback doesn't take the sack. We talked about it earlier with Tony Romo, sort of ran into the back and took the sack. Here Eli knew he was in trouble. DeMarcus Ware is coming. Nobody there. Take it, throw it away. I'll bet you he saved 5 sacks the first time these two teams met, doing exactly that.
And something that would never show up on any stat sheet. 2nd down and goal. 3-man rush. And Manning's going to get tackled back at the 19. That's DeMarcus Ware. And DeMarcus closing in now on 100 career sacks. 99.
One of the things Eli said that gave us problems was down in the red zone when we played the Cowboys the last time. They only rushed 3 and they dropped 8 people back. You can imagine 8 people in coverage from inside the 10-yard line. So it allowed DeMarcus Ware time to just work against David Deal, who did okay, but when Eli started scrambling, Ware got him.
A sack and a half tonight and 99.5 for his career. Manning, that middle opens up. And it parts and he slides to a stop at the 9-yard line. So that will make it 4th down and bring in Tynes with the clock going down to 6 minutes to try to give the Giants a 2-possession lead.
And you also have to go back now to the decision by Jason Garrett to not take the field goal. This 2-possession game now, if Tynes can hit this one.
28-yard attempt. Weatherford to hold it. Snap is good. So is the kick. 5:45 left in the 4th. Eli escaping. And the Giants are up by 10. In the AFC, wildcard action, Cincinnati and Houston to get it started. NBC, the early game next week. New England, the 1 seed. They'll play the lowest remaining seed. Baltimore, the number 2 seed, playing the highest remaining seed. Pittsburgh, Denver is the other game. And then the Lions and Saints are primetime games Saturday. The Falcons against either the Giants or the Cowboys. Green Bay playing the lowest remaining seed. San Francisco, with the other bye, playing the highest seed remaining. Got it? Got it. Kickoff fielded in the end zone. Bryant's going to run it out. Des Bryant reversing direction and gets taken down from behind. Nice tackle up at the 22 by Chase Blackburn.
It was interesting talking with Tony Romo last night. He said everybody talks about the games we've blown this year. The Lions, the Jets, and the Giants where we had big leads and we blew them. What they don't talk about are the comebacks we've had against Washington, Miami, and San Francisco. He said this team is used to playing in close games. We have the ability to come from behind, and he has another opportunity.
Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones, 4 wins after trailing in the 4th, and those 5 losses after leading in the 4th. Romo escaping. But not for long. Canty with the tackle. Jason Pierre-Paul forced them out. It's a sack, 2nd and 13.
Well, the pressure really got there late. There just wasn't anybody open, and Jason Witten had sort of turned up the field. If Romo had been able to set his feet, might have had something deep, but those kind of scrambling plays can be big plays.
5th sack of the night for the Giants. And that falls incomplete, setting up a 3rd down and 13.
Tuck getting pressure inside. Remember, this is his Super Bowl position against the New England Patriots. That was Candy Tuck was on the other side. But that was really what propelled the Giants during that 2007 season. And I thought their defensive line in the Super Bowl should have collectively been named the MVP.
Have to get to the 32 to convert on 3rd and 13. And Romo will fling it to the outside, and it's dropped by Jones, trying to turn around and go upfield before he looked the ball into his hands. It'll be 4th down and 13, and the Cowboys will have to kick. Despite being down by 2 possessions, they do have 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning ahead.
Well, I think Tony would like to have that one back. He faded away from that throw, maybe saw Jason Pierre-Paul coming off the edge, and just didn't set his feet and deliver an accurate shot.
Chris Jones, who was very busy in the first half, with a high floating and short kick that will go out of bounds near midfield into the Cowboy bench. So Jones, who did a pretty good job in the first half, the rookie punter, not a very good kick right here. And let's take a look at the night by Cruz after the 26-yard punt.
Well, Victor Cruz won the game against the Jets a week ago, a must-win for the Giants with big plays, and he came right back here tonight. And really, it was 2 third-down plays by Victor Cruz when they had to have it, when all the momentum seemed to be going towards the Dallas Cowboys. And as usual, this one young player who was really just a few plays away from getting cut by the Giants is turned into the hero.
Half the city's lining up for salsa lessons. The ball is at the 45. This is Bradshaw. Going nowhere. 2nd down and 10. Victor Cruz, the long and illustrious history of this franchise. Some single-season records. 7 100-yard games, including tonight. 5 touchdowns of 65 or more yards, most in Giants history in the season. Of course, he had that 99-yarder to tie an NFL record. 13th 99-yard pass play in NFL history. 1536, breaking Amani Toomer's record. Apart from that, he hasn't done much. 2nd and 10. And Bradshaw will make it 3rd down and 5 as we get down to the 4-minute mark, and the Cowboys have to start thinking about taking their timeouts, and they take one right here.
Boy, Bear Pasco's had a pretty good night tonight. Got a big piece of Sean Lee, I believe it was, on that one. He's the motion tight end right here. Watch this. Come across. Sean Lee thinks he's got it, and goodbye. Bear Pasco didn't have such a good game blocking last week, but we spent a lot of time working on it this week.
Bear Pasco had one of the big plays of the game early on. Instead of the Giants punting from deep in their own territory, that hurdle move on Newman, which set up the eventual 74-yard touchdown pass to Cruz. 3rd and 5. Manning stepping up, guns it, caught, 1st down and a lot more. Nix will make it 1st and goal from the 4. Garrett wants a timeout, but it's 1st and goal after a 36-yard gain.
Team Nix on the crossing route, beating Terrence Newman again. But this was made by the offensive line of the New York Giants. I'm telling you, these guys have done a number. Both times they played the Cowboys. You want to talk about Victor Cruz? That's great. Eli Manning, that's great. But these guys in this makeshift offensive line this year, they're getting better, and the Giants are getting dangerous for a playoff run.
Peaking at just the right time, and that's Newman. Newman's been around a long time, 9th year in the league, #1 pick out of Kansas State in 03. But they've been working on him tonight with effectiveness.
Terrence Newman's been a good one for a long time. Just fell right on the shoulder there. Don't know exactly what happened. We'll let you know as we find out. It's been impressive, Al. You know, it's been impressive.
Well, the Giants, that 6-2 start, Chris, lost 5 of their last 7. Fourth quarter for Eli this season. Only Rodgers has been better in the fourth quarter. 6 game-winning drives. Won't have the opportunity in all likelihood tonight because they're up here by 10. 14 TD passes in the fourth. There's the Unitas with 14. He did it in a 12-game season. And then his brother had 14 back in 02.
You know, I love when veteran offensive lines come together, and of course Sean O'Hara and Rich Seubert and those guys no longer a part of this group. It's such a great offensive line for a long time, and this year a lot of moving parts up front, especially on that left side. David Boss, the center, in and out. Kevin Booth playing center and guard. David Deal moving back out to tackle, and somehow they've pieced it together at just the right moment now, going potentially into the playoffs.
The Dallas timeout was superseded Newman on the field with an injury. So the Cowboys are down to 1 timeout, and they go right to work on that side, and it's Hakeem Nicks for the touchdown. 15 fourth quarter touchdowns for number 10.
Yeah, now he's on the other side of Peyton Manning in the record books. He's on the top side of it. And Tom Coughlin, I tell you, they were almost done. They were in Dallas, down 12 with under 6 minutes to go, and Eli pieced together a remarkable comeback, and the Giants haven't stopped since.
Here's Tynes for the point after.
Hakeem Nicks, I have to give him credit. There was doubt whether he would be able to play because of the hamstring injury. They told him to slow down in practice, take it easy, and he has been enough of a balance on the other side of Victor Cruz to keep Cruz open throughout the night. Big play to clinch it.
5 catches, 76 yards to go with Cruz's half dozen for 178. Manning has thrown for 346 yards and 3 touchdowns tonight. And the Giants can begin to look at the Falcon film. They thought for a while it would be the Lions film.
I'll tell you what, how happy do you think the Giants fans are in the last 2 weeks to knock off the Jets right here and turn around and beat the hated Cowboys, and they are partying now.
2 episodes of Ryan's Hope list. After Jerry Jones will watch his team go back home 8-8. Instead of looking ahead to a playoff game, you begin to have the exit interviews. And that's one of the least enjoyable days for a coach. We were talking to Tom Coughlin about that the other day, and we said, all right, you win, and obviously you're looking at film of the next opponent. You lose, then what? He goes, I hate it. That's when you have the exit interviews the next day.
I know a lot about those.
They showed you the door, didn't they, in 1989, right after the Super Bowl. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the 49ers showed me the door first.
Whatever happened to the rest of your career, by the way? Dwayne Harris. They've been bunched up at the 18-yard line. 3.5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Eli Manning, those 2 games over the last 3 weeks, 400 yards. Down in Arlington, 346 tonight, 746 with 5 touchdowns and 1 interception.
You know, the other part of this equation that we haven't talked much about is Perry Fewell has really turned this defense around here lately. Had a great day against the Jets, got 5 sacks in that one. I think they have 5 in this one, right? So back-to-back weeks now that they've got Euro back, starting to look like the Giants again.
Here's Ryan. Just notice something. The Giants took care of Ryan last week. They're taking care of Ryan tonight. And who do they get next week with Atlanta coming in?
That's true. How about Matt?
Aloha. Very good.
I had a little help.
Our man Fred Goodell. Second down and 4. And that's caught by Jones. In the second round of the playoffs, they'll get Meg Ryan. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Well, Antrell Roll's getting a lot of guys out there, but this is impressive. And I have to go back to the Michael Boley play on that 4th and 1 over the top and the stop of Tony Romo that really turned it.
Jones will get the first down out at the 31-yard line. So Tony Romo, big question about the hand coming in. So 27 to 34 for 274. Been effective, especially here in the second half. You can see the swelling. And Tony's going to just shovel it to Jones, and he'll take the ball out to the 42-yard line, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left in the regular season with the New York Giants on their way to postseason play for the first time since 08, up by 17. Wendy's post-game report to follow. Michelle down on the field with an interview, and then we'll take you inside the winning locker room. Obviously, there'll be the Giants locker room to see what's going on there. Bob and Tony look ahead down the road, and we will as well, the wild card Saturday.
There they are, the dynamic duo, Batman and Robin on the sideline, but Eli Manning on 3rd down tonight was brilliant. Spinning away, getting it up in the air to the incomparable, really, Victor Cruz, finding space in the pocket, leaning, off-balance throws, great protection up front, taking advantage of Terrence Newman down the field, and then finishing it off with Hakeem Nicks. Great stuff.
And that pass is incomplete, intended for Bryant.
Well, you got to give Tony Romo some credit for hanging in there in this one. Really didn't get a practice all week, didn't get to take a snap in practice all week because it was simply too painful. We saw how discolored that hand looked. Gave it a shot, but the Giants were just better.
Second and 10. Witten one-hands it. Well, a lot of dramatics this year for the Giants, and the Mara family has certainly seen its share. John Mara, as we mentioned before, just a top-level guy, a great executive, and a very important figure in the National Football League. Co-owner is Steve Tisch, and there is Steve down on the field watching his team get ready for action next Sunday. 3rd and 6. And Romo escapes what would be a 6-sack just for the moment. Then you get a sack fumble created by Tuck. Giants come up with the ball, and they can run the clock out.
Right there's Justin Tuck, and working against the replacement, Kevin Kowalski in there, but watch the hustle on the back end. That's what we're used to seeing out of Justin Tuck. And when he's down on the guards, he's almost unblockable. You can ask the New England Patriots about that. He was a nightmare for them in that Super Bowl. And he is starting to look like Justin Tuck really out for the first time all season. He has had so many injuries this year. But when he's right, the Giants are right, and it's no surprise that they look like they're peaking at the right moment.
Including one tonight when it looked like he had, it could have been a major problem with that left shoulder. But back he came a series later, and the Giants can think ahead to next Sunday. They go in as the number 4 seed, which means they definitely go on the road the following week if they win. No matter who wins the game. Right.
Right, as the 1 seed.
Unless the 6 seed, Detroit, wins.
Exactly, you're right.
So Detroit could still go there, but it's still conceivable that a number 4 seed could actually host the championship game. It happened in 08 when Arizona won and was the 4 and Philadelphia was the 6. So they could see more action after next week at the Meadowlands. But first things first as they get ready to take on the Atlanta Falcons. One more play. Perry Fuel is right there. That defense, which have been criticized. Of course, so many injuries. 5 cornerbacks on injury reserve. They lose Terrell Thomas early in camp. They lose their number 1 draft choice, Amukamara, early on. They lose Jonathan Goff early on, and he's been able to mix and match, and they're peaking at the right time.
And for the Cowboys, another big game opportunity and another loss.
Here comes the Gatorade shower for Tom Coughlin, as if he doesn't have enough problems with that leg right now. And maybe they think better of it. Romo will walk off the field. The Cowboys will go home, finishing the season 8-8. The Giants wind up 9-7. The NFC East champions.
He's lurking.
Oh boy.
Now you know Tom Coughlin knows how quarterbacks feel now. You know he's back there somewhere. You just don't know where he is and what he's going to do to you.
Well, maybe they should pour it on Fuel.
Well, maybe that's who it's for. Barry Fuel certainly took a lot of heat this year. But once he got his guy Michael Boley back in there, maybe the son-in-law is going to get him. Look out.
There's Christine, Tom's son-in-law.
There you go.
(31-14). The Wendy's post-game report coming up next.